welcome back to Love and Romance Tarot Readings. I am excited, per usual, for today's pick a card. Today we're going to see who is going to take action towards you next in love, who is coming towards you, and what type of commitment are they offering? What is their love offer? That is our topic, and we'll get all the details, that comes along with that per usual. So that is what we're getting into. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you would like your own private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. Other than that, you can pause the video if you need more time with the piles, and you can always pick more than one pile as well for all of my readings. For group one, we have the pink stone. For group two, we have the yellow stone. For group three, we have the white stone. And for group four, we have the orange stone. So go ahead and pause the video if you need more time to sit with the piles and pick which ones are for you. But we're just going to jump right into it. All right, if you chose group one with the pink stone, this is your reading. We'll be using the Rider-Waite for you today. Oh, we got the King of Cups and the Eight of Wands as we cut the deck here for you. So this person could be fire or water. I'm also getting this fire and water dynamic, and then I just heard clash. And now Spirit is, I'm like hearing really loudly like waves crashing against the shore. Something about this feels very climactic. This may have been a long time coming. This could be a manifestation. This could be a final breakthrough between two people who have a lot of tension. This could be like opposite polarities coming together. So not even in a fire and water sense, but absolutely you could be a fire sign, they could be a water, or vice versa. But in the sense where it's like, even in the zodiac, this person could be your opposite sign on the zodiac. So like, say you're a Capricorn, this could be a Cancer, like your direct opposite coming in. I'm getting a lot of energy, like a wave of very powerful energy coming through all at once. I'm feeling it heavy in my crown as well. So something about this may even have like spiritual effects. You may see a lot of, that's so interesting. I'm getting the weirdest downloads for you guys. Spirit is showing me sacred geometry as a synchronicity for you. So you may see the same symbol over and over again. I don't know if I've ever gotten that. I really don't think I've ever gotten that ever. Because typically when you think of synchronicities, you think animals, you think numbers, you think, the usual suspects, but Spirit is showing me like symbols. So it could be anything. It's giving like if you've ever seen The Matrix follow the white rabbit and then he sees the white rabbit on her shoulder and that's how he knows to follow her to the club. It's giving that kind of energy. It could be a tattoo. It could be like literal sacred geometry. Like say you've always been into pentagrams. This person could have a pentagram tattoo. Look out for that. But that's so strange. Something about this feels intergalactic. I almost want to like anchor my energy, but no, I'm going to keep going because that's how we get all the delicious downloads. So just keep up, okay? A lot of chaotic energy. You guys are like divine chaos. Spirit is showing me like white light coming together with divine chaos. So I don't know who's the chaos in this situation. If you've been someone who's always been like super pure, you've always done things the right way, this person may be coming in with like lightning energy coming in, tornado energy, like really disruptive, really powerful, chaotic divine chaos. Or if you've always been divine chaos, it's like we have the white light coming in. Okay, we have the angel coming in, and it just feels like this huge explosion with that. So, okay. Spirit for group one, who will take action towards them next in love? Right away, a lot of downloads for you. You guys could have like some sort of spiritual connection. You could be from the same star family, especially if you know that you're like a star seed of any form. Ooh. For some of you, you've been wrapped up in love connections that haven't really led to anything serious, and you're finally stepping into a connection that's going to give you a whole lot more, like a connection that's going to give you real commitment. For some of you, you've been manifesting this, and you're getting what you want, but I think it's going to turn out to be so much more than what you realized. Whew. All right. So there's two different energies coming through. We have Mercutio, and then we have the Capulet here. This is the Romeo and Juliet Oracle, if you notice some of the themes and some of the names and whatnot. Mercutio, it says humorous, loyal, devoted, wild, and eccentric. And then we have Capulet with fatherly love, controlling, and dogmatism. Honestly, as I'm reading into this, Spirit is showing me that this is likely your dynamic actually versus two different people showing up. So I take that back. I don't think this is two different people. I'm actually hearing that this is your dynamic. One of you are really dogmatic. You're about structure, maybe a strong Saturn presence in your chart, strong Jupiter energy in your chart. Jupiter can even have this kind of fatherly undertone. And Jupiter does rule like foreign cultures and higher learning and higher knowledge and philosophy. So it can be very stoic as well. But it's like one of you are more about structure and organization, and the other one is like more about humor. It says wild, even frantic. So you could, totally have that divine chaotic energy, but loyal and devoted. So one of you like believes in loyalty, love, seeing the brighter side of life, being humorous, more wild and free, whereas the other one gives more of a fatherly kind of love. It's like someone who gives a gift based off of what will be fun and interesting, and the other one gives like groceries and practicalities as a gift. I don't know why I'm using that example, but it's just like that's how it feels. It's like there's two different energies here. For some of you, this is someone that you know, but for some of you, this is someone that is manifesting from the past, like someone you tried to manifest long ago, and you're finally crossing paths with them. And it doesn't have to be an SP. It doesn't have to be a specific person. It could just be an archetype. For some of you, this is a manifestation of the past in the sense that everywhere that you've been and the things that you've done and learned throughout life is kind of leading you here. We have reconcile. It says resolving conflicts, letting go of the past, and forgetting the hate. And then we have apothecary with force, sin, cunning, the dark side of the human is what that one says. So, man, there's like this very stark light and darkness contrast between the two of you. I'm very curious about this and like, what's up? We have a step forward, and then we have unrequited love. So I feel like there are many different manifestations with this. Some of you have only been able to manifest unrequited love, and you're finally stepping into a place that you're getting a real love, but it's going to be based on structure, building a solid foundation, especially if you're like the divine chaos energy in this dynamic. This person, they're going to give you that real love, but you're going to have to build that trust and loyalty with them. So if you're really like throw caution to the wind, just fall in love, but you've always end up in unrequited love, I think maybe Spirit's been showing you that love is built on, true trust and loyalty, not a choice to choose someone or unconsciously trusting them, but building that through seeing that this person can be trusted, seeing that this person consistently makes good decisions. So there's this dynamic energy. You should probably know which side you kind of play. But if say you're more of the structured kind of energy, this person is going to come in, 8 of Wands, okay, King of Cups like we had before, ready to go, ready to love you down. Okay, King of Cups is someone who shows their love through practicality and emotionality. So they'll buy you things, they'll do things for you. It's kind of like, if it can feel like love bombing. And then 8 of Wands is just very quick, fast, in a hurry, a lot of passion as well. So if you're someone who's like divine control, someone who is all about structures and foundations, this person's coming through, they're trying to run up and you're like, skirt. And it may be a bit of a slow process for you guys to learn to trust each other, because there's like a bubble popping energy that can come with that. You know, when you tell someone no, or you tell someone stop, slow down, or when you reveal to someone, this is uncomfortable, you know, for me, this is too much chaos, or this is too much, or this is too quick, or this is something I disagree with, you're just naturally going to offend people, or they'll naturally be hurt, because anytime you have even the smallest of rejections, even if it's totally valid, just feels bad. So I feel like this is going to be a big relationship. You're probably in the calm before the storm. Look out for those repeating geometries, symbols, which is so interesting in itself. I've never heard that. But look out for that. That'll kind of tell you that this is close. But yeah, this relationship, not to be dramatic, but it does feel like it's going to be monumental. It does feel like it's going to be really big. Step forward says accelerate, bring forward in progress. Unrequited love says accepting the pain, fulfilling your needs in other ways. So you guys may have even been dibbling and dabbling into trying to get yourself as sustainable as possible. For some of you, it's just like entertainment. Maybe you've thrown yourself into a new hobby or a new world in some way. For some of you, it's like maybe you've been reading romance novels, or, you know, dealing with an ex, you know, finding a way to kind of like fulfill your needs without being vulnerable as of now. I also feel that changing. Wow, we have expressed your love and wedding here. So Spirit is saying again, high stakes wedding. That's long-term commitment energy. That is the potential we have here. The person that's taking action next towards you in love, their commitment offer is a wedding. A wedding can very much so be at the end of this, but it does feel conditional. And it doesn't feel conditional from your perspective or their perspective. I don't see either of you imposing conditions on each other. If anything, when I tap into your energy, it feels like two people who know who they are, accept who they are, and they're empowered. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to be domineering and force you to be this way, or I'm, you know, the other person, vice versa. It's not like they're going to be trying to fit you into some sort of box. But there's a natural opportunity for marriage here, or, you know, long-term partnership. I guess not everyone wants to be married, but long-term partnership. But it's like a natural potential ending. So it's like, if you don't show up and vice versa, if they don't show up, then the future changes. So it's more like from Spirit's perspective. But I also don't see Spirit testing either of you. So very dynamic here, very deep, very interesting. We have express your love and wedding. Express your love says go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So Spirit is saying, especially for those of you who have experienced like consistent repeating of the unrequited love type of energy, you're given the go here to express your love and this connection. And wedding at the bottom of that one, it says this situation involves marriage. So again, there's a high potential for you guys to have a serious relationship, to get married at the end of it if that's what you want. Serious energy for this one. And I feel like that's why, yeah, this could be the one. I feel like that's why I was getting all of that super like wave crashing against the shore, super chaotic, super big. It feels like a huge manifestation, that powerful, overwhelming energy in the beginning, because yeah, a lot of you are getting your golden moment. This could be the one says you've already met the romantic partner you seek. That's the only thing I don't like about the romance angels. It factors in time in some of the cards, but we're tapping into the future, like who will take action towards you next. So this does not in any way mean that you know this person. For some of you, you may. For a small portion of you, we did have reconciling, and I felt that more to be about righting your wrongs and being able to write a new story and moving forward with someone who is ready. But for some of you, that could be like, you know, a final breakthrough with someone you've already been romantically involved with. But I feel like you would know if you're in that grouping. And chemistry here. There's a strong magnetic attraction. So you guys are very attracted to each other. The attraction is mutual. It's easy. It's automatic. Now I'm hearing automatic by the Pointer Sisters. It's very automatic and easy, and it feels really good, and it's exciting. There's a natural chemistry here. And again, you know what? Let's just ask Spirit. So how is this coming together? So we have the Page of Pentacles. So they're taking action towards you in a practical kind of way, even though it's the Page of Pentacles. It's kind of like, you know, the pages in the tarot deck kind of represent like young people or people who are closer to the beginning of their journey. So they're making you a small offering, but still one of stability, one that you can accept, chivalry kind of thing. You know, Pentacles is the slowest moving in the tarot deck because it is earth energy. However, it's also it has the most longevity. You know, once we're all gone, the earth is just going to earth again and repeat itself just like it did in the prehistoric days, and it'll keep doing it and keep doing it. So it's very self-sustaining. So that very much so kind of goes hand in hand with what I was feeling, especially with the Capulet coming in there. For those of you who the other person is showing up as that kind of dogmatic fatherly love kind of energy, they're coming in Page of Pentacles. This is them showing some kind of chivalry to you and taking the lead. So this is like starting conversation with you, asking you on a date, taking it a step further, paying for the date, opening doors, like very chivalrous. And then we have the Star card here. I gotta cover her up. But we have the Star card here. So the Star card represents like divine timing, being at the right place at the right time for things to kind of happen. And that lets us know that, again, a lot of this is from the perspective of Spirit. So I think you'll better navigate this situation if you're on the wild and chaotic side by remembering that it's not like this person trying to change you, but that Star card, Spirit has the majority of the situation in its control. So it's not like, you know, personal. It's not like this person is trying to, you know, change you in any way. The Star card also represents like divine timing. So this is likely going to happen out of nowhere. And we have the Five of Pentacles. So the process for you guys, it feels a bit bittersweet. It feels like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You're consistently making progress, but, you know, in time, you're kind of knocked off your horse with this connection. So I feel like both of you are learning from each other, because at the end of the day, if both of you are 2 sides of the spectrum, we can't say that either one is better, because they're 2 sides of the same spectrum. We can't say that organization is structure is better than unleashed wild freedom. They both have their values. So really, both of you are equally having to compromise. And I feel like that's why it's not personal, because you're both being asked to do essentially the same thing. Let's see. Spirit, what else can you tell me? Page of Cups here too. Heavy on the date energy. So this person is big on taking you on dates. Wow. And the Page of Wands. We're getting all the pages. Pages in the tarot deck represent new energy. This is likely, for the majority of you, not someone that you know. Page of Wands is new experiences. So that's like this person wanting to get you out of your comfort zone. So say you always go to dates for restaurants. This person's like, let's do an obstacle course, you know, something just different. Or let's do a cooking class. Let's take a dance class. Something that gets us out of our comfort zone. Something that allows us to experience something new. Page of Cups is like, let's break the ice with each other. This is like, okay, they've gotten one of those little card games where you can ask each other questions and get to know each other better through that. Or they have even apps for that now. It's like, okay, I want to get to know you, but let's not be boring. Let's do this in a fun way. And let's also keep it mutual, where both of us are learning and growing and getting to do the same thing, where both of us are learning and growing and mutually getting out of our comfort zone. And then we have the World. I got to cover her up too. And the Knight of Cups. So it's like slowly but surely we're making progress here. So this is interesting, especially with the World card in reverse. I feel like that Spirit emphasizing that nothing is yet set in stone. This could be a very messy process depending on your resistance. This could be a very easy process depending on your resistance. I feel like for those of you who have done the work in the last however long, Spirit's really been, you know, trying to initiate you into acceptance, this process will be considerably easier. Irritating, but not like consuming, you know. I feel like Spirit's been kind of showing you like how to handle conflict, how to deal with people when it's uncomfortable. So say like in the last 6 months, you've had a lot of conflict with your coworkers. Well, now you know how to handle a problem. When someone presents you with a problem, you don't immediately go off because you may have learned how that doesn't serve you. You've learned the art of war. Interestingly enough, you may even be reading war, like The Art of War, or Robert Greene has a book called The 33 Strategies of War as well. Maybe you've been getting into some of Robert Greene's work. I freaking love his work. The Laws of Human Nature, really, really good. That's the same author who wrote the 48 Laws of Power, which is also good. But the Laws of Human Nature is a lot better if you're looking for a softer message. So those are those. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. So Spirit is saying Queen of Swords, if both of you can see, I like that too, like Queen of Swords. We're still tapped into our feminine energy, our receptive energy, our softer side, our more empathetic side. But we're still swords, showing up as very sure of what we want, sure of ourselves, and willing and ready to do the work. Ace of Pentacles. This will be the last person that you will need, the last person that you will connect with romantically, because it's, you know, the one. Spirit, what else can you tell us about this connection? Yeah, we have the anemone that just came out, and it says anticipation. And then we have the false indigo with immersion and intuition. That's what I was feeling early on in the reading. A lot of crown chakra activity. A lot of unrequited love situations that didn't turn out to be long-term. Maybe you had some false soulmates, false twin flames even mixed up in there. False indigo with immersion and intuition, it says, when you reach the end of what you should know, you will be at the beginning of what you should sense. So you'll intuitively feel when this is coming. And then the anemone with anticipation, it says, I felt like an arrow being pulled back and ready to be launched into something big. That's also what I'm feeling, especially with that 8 of Wands that was there when I cut the deck in the beginning. So you'll likely feel when this is coming intuitively, like it's the calm before the storm type of energy. That's what I have for you, Group 1. Very intense. My Etsy shop is in the description if you'd like your own private tarot reading. That is where you can find me. But that's what I have for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose Group 2 with the Yellowstone, this is your reading. Tapping in to see who will take action towards you next in love. What kind of commitment are they offering? What kind of relationship? Let me fix the angle a little bit. Spirit for Group 2. Group 2 with the Yellowstone. Who will offer Group 2 commitment? What is the love offer? Who will take action towards Group 2 next in love? Okay, so right away, I feel like this person has been waiting for an opportunity. This could be someone that you don't see like exactly in a romantic sense either. So we're using the Romeo and Juliet Oracle if you recognize some of the names and themes and whatnot. But we have Mercutio that has come up for you first. It says humorous, loyal, devoted, wild, and eccentric. So this could even be someone who doesn't typically like strive to be in a serious romantic type of commitment. This could be like someone who's not necessarily like non-monogamous, but definitely someone who isn't like a serial dater. They're not obsessed with relationships, not typically in relationships all the time. Something about them just feels very unconventional. But we have confession of love and social events. So there's an energy that this person has been waiting, which is so strange because I just randomly caught myself whistling Bella's Lullaby before getting into your pile. Bella's Lullaby from Twilight. And I hadn't heard that song in years. I haven't recently watched Twilight or anything like that, so it wouldn't just be on my mind. And I just noticed, and I'm like, whoa, I'm randomly just whistling Bella's Lullaby. Okay, that's random. But it feels like that. It feels like someone who's been waiting like hundreds of years for the one. And then for some of you, this is just more on a level where it's like this could be your coworker or your gym crush, but it feels like someone who's out of your awareness, someone who doesn't really assume that you would choose to date them. I mean, Mercutio, it says humorous, loyal, devoted. Those are good, you know, qualities, but it also says wild and frantic on there. So this person could have more of a chaotic energy, and if you're someone who's more grounded, or at least more grounded at this point in your life, you may require a totally different energy that people come towards you in. They can't just come towards you with their wild, crazy, eccentric, you know, energy. So it just feels like there's a little bit of this person kind of feeling not defeated, but just feeling like counted out a little bit by you. They don't feel like you would go for them, or, you know, especially if you're like someone who requires your partners to have a lot of like wealth or, you know, whatever in this lifetime. They're kind of assuming that that's kind of what they need to come in on. And if they haven't been in that position, and they're just now getting into it, or they're not where they want to be yet, or where you would expect someone to be or want them to be in order to consider them as an option, they're kind of feeling like, I don't know if group 2 will even accept me as a potential love offer. So there's a little bit of doubt in this person's mind for whatever reason. You could be a position up than them, like if you work together, or this person could see your ambition and just kind of feel like, wow, group 2 is really smart. I don't know if I match up. Confessions of Love says saying I love you. Social Events says establishing contact, invitation, and fellowship. It's giving a little bit of like holiday party energy here too. A little bit of holiday party energy. Oh, they may have a wingman or a wing woman in this. We have Prince Useless and Dark Deal. Prince Useless says protection, kindness, and undertaking. Dark Deal says wrong decision and incorrect direction. So I feel like they may have someone helping them, or honestly, Dark Deal is giving me an energy of them trying to achieve a relationship with you in another way by making you jealous or trying to appear as a hot commodity. See, and that's the thing, you know, that's the thing. This is what it looks like. This is how wrong it can go when you know, see someone and you're attracted to them, and then you immediately kind of go into this place of dark femininity or dark masculinity. It could just totally take you out of alignment with someone, and yeah, cause them to look at you like you're not a good match. You're childish, you're immature, because I can see through your games and you're trying to get me to, you know, approach you through making me jealous or by playing games. So this works on the reverse as well. So, you know, it's important to be mindful if you ever feel like, oh, I need to tap into a certain frequency to get this person. You can't ignore that. You have to do that in the first place to get them, you know. So I don't know, acceptance of being out of alignment may be a better option, because then things can totally spin out, because that could have been the thing that caused you to count this person out in the first place, you know, them making a dark deal and trying to get you through jealousy. But we do have Prince Useless that says protection, kindness, and undertaking. So perhaps they're showing up in a more, in a lighter energy, in a more kind energy, an energy of being more willing to put in proper effort into this situation. Oh, we got the baby maker that just came out. This person, oh no. Lust and stuck in the past. For some of you, I'm almost starting to feel like this is a friends with benefits situation that's turning into more. And it's like they want more, but they made a dark deal with you out of fear in the beginning. This person may have recognized your importance to them considerably sooner than they let on. But because you guys had some sort of agreement, they may be honoring it because you imposed it, or you may be honoring it because they imposed it. Regardless, it feels like whenever this person gets like a glimmer of vulnerability, whenever they start to see themselves as vulnerable and in a vulnerable position, they immediately bring back up that dark deal or go to that space of the dark deal like, we are this, you know, so that they don't have to be vulnerable and open themselves up for more, or so that they don't have to be accountable. It could be on that end as well. Especially with stuck in the past here, this feels like an old dark deal. For one person, I'm picking up that there may be an attachment to you. If you've ever made a dark deal with a god, a goddess, you know, whatever, some sort of angel, or I guess it could be an angel, but it feels more like a daemon to me, something darker. Like if you've ever made any sort of like pact or agreement, or, you know, kind of like just any kind of contract, spoken or written, with any sort of, like I said, god, goddess. I'm trying to think of the main word, just like an entity, we'll say. Yeah, you may want to go ahead and give them their payment, especially if you forgot to, or you may want to sever that tie, okay? Because it is still reigning supreme, and they may be collecting on your relationship. So that would be really for like a few people who have done that. You would obviously know if that's you, because you would notice a pattern in your relationships. It feels like you can't move forward and the same thing keeps happening, and it's almost like the same spirit or frequency keeps jumping into people. It's like they seem nice in the beginning and then they just flip. Yeah, that may be from that dark deal you made when you were 15. So definitely undo that or correct that. Or I do have custom spell work on my Etsy shop. I can dismantle that tie for you. Yeah, we have third party and reunion. That just feels so eerie based on what we were talking about. For a small portion of you, I mean, you would know if there was a third party. If there was, then they have dismantled that. I actually was feeling that a little bit with the dark deal, because it does say wrong decision and incorrect direction. So they may have very much so enmeshed someone else into what you guys have going on. And now there's like an actual third party situation because that person has feelings, and then it's just a mess. I do feel like they will dismantle that. I'll check with the tarot to be sure, but I do feel like they'll dismantle that before they come at you and try to take action towards you, because it seems like they know that they have to kind of like rewrite the past and move forward differently. But it just felt a little eerie, as in third party reunion. Surprise, surprise. Here comes this dark entity back from the past that you haven't dismantled the deal with, so, or that you have some sort of contract with. So listen. Ugh, I just heard dream space. That is so unfair, because not everyone can lucid dream. Not everyone has full awareness and consciousness in dreams. So I feel like that is so unfair if this is like a dark deal that was made in the dream space. If you were ever approached by an entity and you said, yeah, I'm trying to go where you're going. I'm trying to do, yeah, that sounds good. Let me get on your team. I dedicate my, no ma'am. I feel like that's unfair because you're not fully conscious. But anyways, with stuck in the past, there is some sort of energy in the past on your end or their end. So regardless, you want to clear that. Okay, Spirit for group 2. So what kind of commitment are they offering here now? We have the Judgment card. So they're standing up to the plate. They're offering you a full-on commitment. I don't think I said it before, but this is the Rider-Waite. Rider-Waite has many different like backgrounds and variations. Group 1 was the Rider-Waite tarot as well, with a different skin, a different card stock. We have the Judgment card and the Two of Wands. So there is an opportunity to level up here. Now, Two of Wands is a card of being stuck in the past and the future, or stuck between two options as well, having a hard time making a decision. So with the Judgment card, that is Spirit calling you to action. So I do feel like Spirit is leading you towards each other for a reason, and Spirit does have some sort of like impact on this relationship. And with the Judgment card, Spirit is calling your attention towards this person and vice versa. For some of you, you may actually be taking action towards this person first, because you can hear that call to action. And you're like, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to leave it in the hands of this person. I'm not going to leave my fate, you know, in balance. I'm just going to like, we're just going to have to move forward with this, because If not them, it'll be someone else, and I'm trying to move forward. So some of you aren't even going to wait for this person to get themselves together and to make the terms. You're going to take initiative once you hear that call to action from spirit, and you're just going to get it cracking so that you can either move forward with this or move on. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse and the Magician. Strong manifesting energy here. Strong magic energy. 7 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I feel like this can go two ways. The biggest struggle I see between the two of you, though, because I was going to ask that from spirit, but I'm already getting the answer. I was going to ask, like, okay, are they getting rid of the third party situation, or is that being dismantled before you move forward? Whether it's like a spirit attachment, third party on your end, or whether that's them needing to actually end a third party situation. Yeah, I don't see that. I don't see that that situation has ended. If they're in a third party, they're likely still in that third party. Or if you had that spirit attachment, it's likely still here unless you clear it. And that's the beauty of tarot. We know what's set to happen so that we can change, you know, the future, essentially change our fate. But we have the Justice card in reverse, the Tower in reverse, and the Queen of Cups in reverse. 6 of Swords in reverse as well. And 6 of Swords in itself is like a card of moving on. So I feel like with this Magician, you guys are going to actively move on together. So they're going to eliminate the third party through their connection with you. You're going to dismantle that dark deal once you see that you have an actual opportunity here to move forward. But that could have been why you kept up with that, and that this could even be like a spiritual practice kind of thing. That's the reason that you kind of kept that door open between you and that energy, or, you know, whatever it is, that entity that you may have been working with, because of a fear of missing out, essentially. With the Justice card in reverse and the Tower in reverse, it's kind of like, I don't want to miss out. Let me close my heater. I actually can't close it. Never mind. It's getting a little hot, getting a little toasty. Let me open the window a little more. Sorry. Okay. So we have the Magician here. Yeah, there's definitely an energy of you guys moving forward now, and kind of like creating the future. The future is unfolding with each other in the moment. I don't feel like things have been completely closed. I don't feel like this is a completely easy process either, especially with that 7 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. It just very much so feels like, yeah, we have an opportunity to move forward. We have an opportunity to go backwards. There's so many different ways that this can go. It really kind of just depends on our choices at this point. So we have the Queen of Cups in reverse. I feel like that is really the point of contention, them taking accountability for how they may have hurt you, or you taking accountability for mistakes, like, you know, connecting and with certain energies, entities, whatnot, whatever dark deal. The accountability piece is going to be a bit difficult. But we have the Magician here, so there is an opportunity for, like, you know, long-term commitment. It just depends on the choices that the two of you make, so it's kind of still up in the air. I feel like best case scenario is the dark deal, as crazy as it sounds, because that at least means that you will have the opportunity to dismantle it versus dealing with another person. I feel like that would be harder. We have let go of control issues, pay attention to the red flags, and we have very soon and wedding. So there we go, wedding. The situation involves marriage. There is marriage potential, or not everyone believes in marriage or wants to be married. So I would say like a long-term partnership type of potential for sure here. And very soon it says clearly decide what you want. So it comes to you now. So this for you guys is going to be quick, fast, and in a hurry. This is going to happen sooner rather than later. This person taking action towards you is in the very near future. And clearly decide what you want so that it can influence your actions that you take now moving forward. If you want to give them another chance, decide that now before they're even here, so that you can come about this in the most like balanced state of mind, versus like a combative state of mind. Or if you know that you'd rather completely, dismantle your ties with this person and move on to other options in the future, plan your attack or how you're going to move here so that you can communicate everything that needs to be communicated to them and set them free and get that closure, so that you can connect with someone else. Seven of Cups also represents, having multiple options. So you could be cutting them off because of your options that you're aligning with now and that you'll have in the future versus, there being, more options on their end. Pay attention to the red flags. It says the signs are cautioning you. So I do sense some difficulty here. Yeah, this wouldn't be the easiest of relationships. Like if you have been trying to manifest a connection that's going to be easy, I don't feel like this is that. I do feel like this would be ultimately worth it with the Magician and the Wedding card, especially with Judgment, with Spirit kind of calling you to each other. But definitely the winding path versus just like the straight and narrow, straight to marriage, easy peasy. Both of you would have to grow and expand for this to work. Let go control issue says allow the situation to unfold naturally. And we got love yourself first at the bottom of the deck. It says your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So I would say make the decision that's best for you. Even if you know that this person like has been going through it, even if you know that this person is kind of in a space where it's like they're sending out some sort of call for help, we're not always the solution. So maybe allowing them to heal on their own and go through things on their own would be more beneficial. Spirit, anything else you can tell us? We have the Snapdragon with graciousness and benevolence. It says no act of kindness, no matter how small, is ever wasted. So even if you despise this person, giving them the proper closure is something that will benefit you tenfold. You will reap the rewards of that 1,000%. It wouldn't be wasted. And taking your time with this person and being empathetic towards their experience and giving them a second shot would also not be wasted. That's what I have for you, Group 2. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like your own private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. And that's what I have for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose Group 3 with the White Stone, this is your reading. We'll be using the Phantom Tarot for you today. And we're going to see who will take action towards you next in love. And what kind of love offer is this? Or what kind of relationship are they offering here? Bottom of the deck, we have the Emperor. Divine masculine energy. Very balanced and in control energy. Someone who likely has wealth or responsibility in this life. Respect. Even fame. Notoriety. Spirit for Group 3 with the White Stone. One of these flipped over. Please show us for Group 3 who is taking action towards Group 3. Ooh, yeah, it's definitely giving Emperor. It's definitely giving divine masculine energy. I'm using the Romeo and Juliet Oracle. If you recognize some of the names, we have Count Paris and the Capulet that has showed up here. Count Paris, it says, narcissistic, attractive, noble, and sincere. Isn't that quite the contrast? I think we get so stuck on seeing people in one light and one way, but the truth is we can be seen in many different lights and we can be many different ways. And the beauty of being a human is it's the perfect vehicle for many energies and frequencies to flow through you. So I find that interesting how this person can be narcissistic, which, yeah, the Emperor can also be very narcissistic. You got to put some respect on their name. All the kings look up to the Emperor in the tarot deck, as all the queens look up to the Empress. So it's a simple kind of hierarchy of, I don't want to say importance, but a hierarchy of states of being. So yeah, the Emperor can be narcissistic, and same with Count Paris, but this person is noble. So at least they deserve it, because what's worse than someone who's narcissistic, who has notoriety, wealth, etc., as someone who's narcissistic and has nothing to their name? I mean, if I had to choose one, at least I'm going to choose the one that makes sense, where it's like, okay, yeah, you have some accomplishments in this life, fine, whatever, I'll let you have it. But the people who are just narcissistic and have nothing to show for it, I just can't. I just can't. And then we have the Capulet here with fatherly love, controlling, and dogmatism. So I feel like you'll have to challenge yourself, group 3, to get used to this person and accept their personality, because yeah, not gonna lie, there's some narcissistic undertones here. There's some undertones of this person being dogmatic, liking things their kind of way, really being, Spirit is really highlighting like the loyalty piece. This person is so big on loyalty. They even get a bit triggered if they feel like their loyalty is being betrayed, or if you're loyal to another person. So just be mindful of that. We got the balcony here with the land of love. So the balcony in Romeo and Juliet is essentially the place where they meet and connect, where other people cannot see them. So that may be how your relationship starts with this person, especially if they have fame and notoriety. That would make perfect sense to me, because it's like, yeah, they're gonna, you know, like rent out a restaurant so that you guys can have a dinner alone, or you'll end up going to each other's houses, especially if this is like a more realistic situation where it's like, okay, this person isn't famous, but they are well known, like in your company. So if you guys work together, it's like, okay, we're seeing each other like a town away from where we work, or we're seeing each other at each other's homes and doing that, or having like, you know, picnic dates, like more unconventional kind of dates and things, so that there's more privacy here. The balcony talks about your place where you profess your love for each other, where you connect, but specifically in privacy or in secrecy. So there could be some sort of secret relationship that you guys have going on, or just like a highlighting of privacy. We have Rosaline and the nurse. Rosaline says conservative, chastity, serious, and formal. And the nurse says kindness, loving, and realistic. So it kind of feels like there's this divine masculine, divine feminine polarity. And the divine feminine is like that typical kind of nurse energy, where they're more tapped into their heart space, more how can I help? But also kind of like that mother archetype, that once you start to feel underappreciated, there's kind of some bite there. So it's like I am more, you know, chastitous. I don't even know how that, if that's how you would use that word, but I do have chastity. I am conservative naturally. I'm more formal, absolutely. So with this person, or the masculine polarity being like, it just feels like too much. It's like, okay, I am divine feminine. You don't have to tell me how to be. You don't have to give me tests of loyalty. You don't have to be dogmatic with me. I am built on structure. I do things the right way. And I do have more traditional values, or I like that traditional kind of setup of a relationship, of dating traditionally, getting to know each other, really earning respect, love, and loyalty. And you have to show me that. So there's a little bit of a clashing kind of energy here with the two of you. You may even have like a stop and go kind of dynamic here. We have time to say goodbye and oath of the moon. So interesting. A lot of the balcony, time to say goodbye says farewell at the bottom, and they're at the balcony in this card. They're on the balcony on this card as well, with the oath of the moon, with vows of love. So you guys may have to agree to let each other go and have some space. You guys may need time apart to grow and heal. Again, this connection may be stop and go, where it's like, okay, we have strong feelings for each other, we love each other, but we're taking time apart to kind of collect our thoughts, get ourselves together, you know, reassess, reconnect. I just saw 639 on the clock, which is actually a solfeggio frequency I like to listen to. And that one is about relationship healing, reconnecting relationships. You can look up 369, or not 369, 639 frequency, like on YouTube, and you'll see the titles of the videos, and it'll kind of tell you what that frequency is about. But I just saw that. So anywho, Let's keep going. Spirit, for group 3, can you show us more about them taking action towards group 3 and their commitment? Nice. Dude, even on this card, on the very soon card, I never noticed this before, but they're on a balcony on this card too. We have very soon and romantic feelings. Very soon says clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So some of you have been manifesting this kind of connection, but you're realizing the reality of having this kind of connection. It's like, okay, when you manifest someone, you know, who's a boss or who has a lot of resources or that can offer you security, there's also other things that, you know, come with that life or that type of person. So Spirit is like, okay, decide what you really want, or through this experience, you may learn what you really want and need. Through experiencing the shadow elements of dealing with someone who does have like either fame, notoriety, or money, wealth, respectability. Emperor is really just like a boss energy, so that can manifest many different ways. But we have romantic feelings here. So Spirit's like, I'm not telling you to throw in the towel. I'm telling you to decide what you want, because when you move from a place of acceptance, it's just so much easier on you, mind, body, and soul. Mentally, you're not at war anymore because you've accepted, okay, yes, this is the kind of connection I want. So I'm moving towards, you know, I'm moving towards it. I'm looking at like, okay, what are solutions, or how can I communicate, or what does this person need so I can communicate to them, you know, what needs to be said, versus just being uncomfortable and constantly being triggered and then getting in that triggering loop. Spirit is saying, you know, romantic feelings, your feelings are real. They're definitely valid and worth exploring. So the connection would be worth it here. It feels like one of you are stuck in your ways and definitely high value. And that could even be your energy, not them, like your energy, where it's like you're really conservative and someone who expects a certain kind of treatment, and them not so much. They're more like that Count Paris energy, more humorous, free, wild. So Spirit's like, all right, you just have to make a decision in the beginning of the relationship. Like, okay, do you want this, or would you rather open yourself up for something else? We have getting to know each other and playfulness. So not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little push from Spirit to kind of, you know, challenging you to get out of your comfort zone and to give it a try. Playfulness says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So Spirit does want you to allow this person to see you. Allow yourself to be seen by this person. Allow yourself to open up to this person. We have getting to know each other. Allowing this person to grow on you. You may be the kind of person where it's like, when it seems like there's any foolery, you shut down. You immediately cut them off. You're like, nope, not dealing with it, not accepting that. Nope, nope, nope. But Spirit's like, all right, listen, everyone has a shadow side, or everyone has negative qualities. Maybe let's inch ourselves towards trying to open up a little bit, and slowly but surely you'll get more and more comfortable over time. Getting to know each other says, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens, and that's very much so mutual. So if they're on that Emperor side and they're more dogmatic and they're more that fatherly love kind of energy that we were getting with the Capulet before, Spirit is saying they're going to grow to accept you, just like literal fathers. Like, you gotta, I saw a video somebody posted the other day, and it was like, obviously like the perspective of the wife filming her husband, and she's like, when your husband sees your daughter with her boyfriend for the first time, and they're on the bleacher at a game or something, and the two kids are at you know, in front of them, the daughter and her boyfriend or whatever, and she pans over to her husband and he looks pissed, like visibly red. He looked like he had his fight or flight activated. It really looked like he was about to throw hands. And it's the same kind of dynamic here. When you have someone who's just naturally more like in that fatherly, protective kind of energy, it just takes them some time to loosen their grip, to calm down. You know, everything's gonna be fine. They just need to see that, and they need to come into like a slow and steady acceptance of the new reality. So Not gonna lie, this person could be totally narcissistic, but they will come out of it. It'll take some time. I just saw 1212 on the camera. What you give is what you get type of energy, or what you want also wants you kind of energy. You have value to add to the situation. So it's just about allowing, wow, I wish I would have kept the Emperor here because we have the Empress that has come out. So yeah, definitely true pair energy, which is so crazy because I literally felt like, I should keep that here. I feel like that energy is going to come back up. It'll come back out if we need it, but we remember it, you know, the Emperor at the bottom of the deck. But now we have the Empress here. So yeah, this feels like a king, a queen, the Emperor, the Empress, like two major polarities, two people who know themselves, who both have their own individualistic approach, their own individualistic value, their own value systems, like coming together and trying to blend both of the worlds and make it work. Listen, it's likely to collide. It's likely to be a little messy and chaotic. And I feel like it's going to take some time, like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You're constantly making progress, even with the 1 step back. But it may be a little bit, you know, a little bit of friction there. We got the Fool in reverse and the Death card in reverse. So it's like Death card in reverse, you're not letting go of each other, but with the Fool reverse, you're also not starting right away, super quick, fast, just kind of moving together, you know, very quickly. And I'm feeling an energy of 2 very established people. Like you guys both have your own lives and projections here, like your own projection in a life purpose kind of sense. Like you may already have an idea of where you're moving forward in your life and your career, and same with them. You already, you know, they already know what they want and, you know, the next phase for them moving forward. So there's gonna have to be some compromise in order to move forward. So it's very natural, but compromising on your life plan can be very, very triggering. So it's just going to take some time with you guys. But we got the 6 of Wands in reverse. Gonna take some, you know, both of you kind of being humble, surrendering to each other, learning from each other, allowing the other to impress you, grow on you. Nice. World card. Nice. We got the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands. The 9 of Cups. That's exactly what I was feeling with, like, both of you feel very stable in your own way. It's like we don't need the other. So yeah, this is the pile of like the independent people who have been doing life, been killing it, done life alone up until this point. And it's like now you're being initiated into collaborating with another person, and it's hard for whatever reason this time around. Maybe it's because your last relationship kind of like did a number on you, and now you're in the super empowered place. So it's like, I'm not going to surrender to anything or nobody because I done climbed my way out of my last situation. So I'm going to have to be impressed. But it's like, this person is impressed by you, but vice versa. Like, it's just tricky. So I feel like well worth it though. I feel like whoever the feminine polarity is can benefit from integrating like sacred sensuality into this, like being more sensual with their partner, more free with your intimacy, with your touch. And the masculine in this polarity will benefit from, I really feel communication with this. I feel like action, for a small portion of you may trigger you, but Swords is about like action and communication. So they'll benefit from King of Swords communicating properly and yes, taking action, but action that's fair and balanced for both parties, respectful of both parties and your individual journeys. And then the feminine will help the situation by Queen of Wands being more tapped into her sacred touch, sensuality. And we have the World card here in the 9 of Cups. So yeah, this is definitely giving long-term relationship energy, power couple energy for sure. We have the Page of Cups in reverse and the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So all I see is that you guys are just kind of catching each other off guard. Perhaps both of you or one of you are jaded. You may be like a really non-fantastical kind of thinker. You're like, some of you are like, I get my fantasy from the books that I read, but when I look at a partner like in the real life, in the real world, in the 3D, yeah, you're gonna have to really impress me and show me that you're putting in that work, because I'm not gonna fall for it like I be falling for my book bae. So it's just gonna take like 2 steps forward, 1 step back for you guys to kind of get used to each other and whatnot. To surrender to each other. But I would say overall still worth it for sure. We have vast vistas with expand your horizon. So I do feel like this relationship will expand you into different levels, different places, different types of people. Yeah, there's definitely an energy of you kind of learning through this experience as well. Like, you're dealing with a different kind of person. So if you've never dealt with like old money, just as an example, because this person has like little hints of like notoriety or high amounts of wealth, you're going to now know more about dealing with those kind of people. We have the wandering path and unknown territory. Wandering path says enjoy the journey. Unknown territory says you are exactly where you need to be. So if you've been manifesting like crazy or wondering like, when is this going to come in? How is it come in and really kind of freaking out? Literally all you have to do is tap into your intuition and spirit will guide you to the right place at the right time for this to happen. There is no manifestation that needs to happen. So at that point, it's just kind of a matter of, patience. Or if you're looking for something else, like getting on a different path, aligning yourself with that path and pursuing that and manifesting that there. But, being, hyper focusing on it, trying to make it happen is just going to drive you crazy at this point. It's automatically going to happen. We even have the transformation card that came up here. So you'll naturally move into this space with this person. It says a fresh new way of living emerges. And that's definitely what I feel with you guys. New lifestyle, new friends, new opportunities, new connections. I'm feeling that new for you guys. And we have rejuvenating rain and mystic healer. So you are the solution with mystic healer. Healing energy flows through you. And I feel like you've just had to learn through your journey to channel your healing energy towards situations, people, and relationships that benefit you. And this is a situation, a relationship that benefits you. So allow that healing energy to flow through you so that you can anchor the relationship and the life that you deserve. Because again, it's worth it. Rejuvenating rain says clear the past, heal the present. So if you know Spirit's been calling you to some inner work, or Spirit's been calling you to do some shadow work, definitely do that so that you can release any past relationship that would influence you, especially influence you to self-sabotage, as this relationship is coming in very soon. And that's what I got for you, Group 3. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you would like your own private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that's what I have for you today. I'll talk to you soon. All right, if you chose Group 4 with the orange stone, this is your reading. We'll be using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot for you today. And we are going to see who will take action towards you next in love. Got the Fool at the bottom of the deck. Good energy. And what type of commitment are they offering? Fool card, very first card in the tarot deck, not even card number 1, it is card number 0. The Fool, the tarot deck actually has a whole story behind it. Each card holds a story and a lesson and a part of the Fool's journey. If you didn't know, so the Fool is the main character that actually goes through all of the cards. And it represents the very beginning, number 0. Tarot deck starts with number 0. So it represents universal energy, being at oneness with the universe. So you're in a very creative energy right now. There are strong creative forces that surround you. So this is a great time to manifest with love, with light, with sincerity, with purity and pure intentions. Spirit, for Group 4 with the orange stone, who will take action towards Group 4 next in love? And please show us their commitment. Oh, that's so crazy that we were literally talking about manifesting with love, light, pure intentions. And the first card, the very first card that comes out for you is the Apothecary. It says, for sin, cunning, and the dark side of humans. So heavy on the love and light and pure intentions. Then we have the Capulet here. So the energy that's coming towards you, this is the Romeo and Juliet Oracle, if you recognize some of the characters. It says fatherly love, controlling, and dogmatism. So you have a Capulet energy coming towards you, someone who may be a bit controlling, someone who can be dogmatic and really about structure, organization, kind of their way or the highway even type of energy. So if you're using that kind of magic, like dark magic, I don't think that dark is synonymous with negativity or badness. But if you are, dibbling and dabbling into the dark arts, dark magic, if you're not using positive energies to a degree, that is what's manifesting. So just be aware of that. That's why we read tarot, so we can know what's set to happen so that we can make adjustments if needed. So par for the course. Nice. We have secret help that came up too. So your angels are around you, protecting you, watching out for you, and bringing about best case scenario for you. Ooh, you guys may have multiple options, to be honest. A few of them do seem toxic, not gonna lie. We have Mercutio here, and then we have the Count Paris. So the Count Paris is, I wouldn't say similar to Capulet energy. It's still distinct and different. Count Paris says narcissistic, attractive, noble, and sincere. So isn't that interesting, the contrast we have? I was just telling this to group 1 or group 2. I can't remember which one now, but we're humans, and the beauty about being human is we have the perfect vehicle, the perfect body for multiple energies to transform through us and to work with us. So no one is ever 100% mean, 100% bad, 100% good, happy, sad, bubbly, angry. No one is ever 1,000% one way. We all have different lights we can be seen in. So this Count Paris, they are narcissistic. And it's likely because of their nobility or their public standing or their fame, their notoriety, their wealth, their resources in this life. But they're also sincere and attractive as well. That kind of helps. And then we have Mercutio here with humorous, loyal, devoted, wild, and frantic. So, you have a couple energies. You have a couple options, group 4. I want to say you're the only pile that got multiple options as well today. Maybe group, I don't remember what other group had like the 7 of Cups come out representing multiple options, but that was more talking about for them the different ways their situation would manifest. For you, it's very clear, group 4, that there's multiple options here. So if you have been really doing some manifestation work, it is very powerful. The work is compounding on top of itself, and especially if you've been working with like more powerful beings and whatnot, because there's a strong energy here of the Apothecary. So if you've been, working on dark masculine, dark feminine, you're getting what you wanted. You're getting the options. They're coming through, but it's a lot. It's feeling like a lot. So we have a step forward and secret help. Step forward says acceleration to bring forward and making progress. So yeah, things are happening very quickly here for you. Likely love offer coming in sooner rather than later. And you're making progress. Multiple options coming towards you. Things are going to be heating up very quickly for you, group 4. So it's like one of those be careful what you wish for kind of moments, because you're getting what you wished for, but it is feeling like a lot. And then we have secret help. It says keeping secrets and anonymous goodwill. So you have an angel, a guide, a secret help, an angelic force, something behind you that is looking out for you. Could even be an ancestor that you're not aware of. Someone you weren't even close to, like in this lifetime, like a past loved one that is helping you quite a bit behind the scenes. And then we have the balcony. the land of love. So the balcony, if you read, Romeo and Juliet, or you watched any of the movies, is the place where Romeo and Juliet would connect, would share their, declarations of love. It's their private space, their secret space. So I do see you having these little private conversations. I wonder if it's from a space of necessity for some of you, or like for a few of you. This is a situation where this is happening at the workplace. So it's like you're ducked off having a conversation with this person here. Soon as you separate with them, you turn a corner and boop, you're in right face to face with another, potential option. And then you guys are talking and it's like, it feels very overwhelming. It feels like a lot. It's like these people are kind of clashing into each other. It just feels very intense and kind of chaotic and a little bit scary, but like kind of scary in a good way. It's like, it's exciting nonetheless to have like, the options and the different kind of things happening and manifesting at the same time. But I see a lot of people kind of like declaring their feelings for you. Spirit for group 4. Ooh, we have the retreat card. So Spirit is like, all right, it may be time for you to chill, but it's easier said than done. We got the playfulness card that came out. So some of you guys are ready to play. It's like, I've been manifesting this for a reason. I would rather have chaos than, things be absolutely slow. Yep. And then we have getting to know each other here as well. So it's like, I would rather be in the mix and decide who I do want to move forward with, who I don't want to move forward with, than have absolutely nothing happen. So I'll just say, try not to bite off more than you can chew. Try to handle everything amicably. Try to be honest with people. Like if you watched, dang, I can't even remember her name, so I might not even bring this up as an example. What was her name? It was like a masculine name. There's this girl from Love is Blind. Her name started with a J. I can't remember her name now, but you don't even need to know who it was to know. Basically, the story is that she told two people 2 different stories, and they ended up clocking her on it while they were in the pods, and so it kind of blew up in her face, and she still ended up with someone, but they didn't end up like getting married or engaged or anything like that, because essentially of what happened, really it kind of just planted the seed for things to go left, and she kind of ended up getting exposed for telling them 2 totally different things, 2 different contrasting things. So I say all that to say, just make sure you're being as honest as you can with people, so that it doesn't come back to bite you and, things like that. But getting to know each other, it says, as you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So yeah, there's 3 energies showing up here: Capulet, Count Paris, and Mercutio. Capulet, they're more of a fatherly love kind of person. Think more Saturn, like a Saturnian type of energy. They could be a Capricorn or have a lot of Capricorn in their chart. And then we have a Count Paris, someone who's very attractive, someone who's noble and sincere, but also narcissistic, has narcissistic tendencies, likely due to their nobility or their public standing or their wealth in this lifetime. And then we have Mercutio, which is almost giving me like golden retriever energy. It even says like frantic on the card. This person can be wild and frantic and humorous, someone who's youthful and fun, but also loyal and devoted. So 3 different energies here, and it seems like you're getting to know all of them, as you should. I'm just saying be careful, but as you should. I'm all in support of you doing your thing, dating, and really getting to know people and seeing what you want to do. Playfulness says to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So I do feel like you being more playful and open in your energy is the best way to go about things, because you may have been like too stuffy in the past, or it was hard for people to get to know you because it was hard for people to kind of break through your walls, or maybe you were playing a bit of too much hardball with people to where it's like, okay, it kind of gave them no wiggle room. They felt like they were on trial. So Spirit is saying like it's a good thing for you to be playful and open. And I think with this retreat card, At the bottom of that one, it says it's time to it says it's time to disconnect from the world. I think that's really just about taking your time and not answering to anyone on the spot, especially if things get messy, because like I said, I was feeling for some of you, there was like a potential work situation here where it's like, okay, some of these people might know each other and then they may start to catch on that there's different conversations being had and, you know, different connections kind of forming, and you can control how you react, but you can't control how other people react, so it could easily get really messy. So I would say taking time to decide how you feel on your own, keeping everyone like separate, also in their place with good communication, so they don't think that they can just overwhelm you and, you know, kind of force you into a corner where you're feeling like you have to choose or anything like that. Good communication is going to be key. But we have this could be the one. So regardless of the relationship you choose, I feel like you're choosing them because of that exactly, because this could be the one. It's giving pretty long-term relationship energy, definitely committed relationship energy in terms of the type of connection that they're offering. And it's kind of like in your favor. It's a win-win situation on your end because you get to choose, you know, who you want to be with and what you want to do. But whoever you're choosing that person because you feel really connected to them. So you're kind of in this win-win position. It's like it doesn't matter what way you go. And then we have forgiving and learning. It says, as you release and heal from the past, you experience more love in the present moment. So heavy on the retreat and forgiving and learning, you know, especially if you're someone who gets kind of overwhelmed when you're swamped at work, when you're in the weeds, when there's a lot going on. Taking that time to retreat will keep you from lashing out because you're feeling cornered. Because whenever you're feeling cornered, that's when you start to move from like that older version of yourself, that old programming. And that's when you start to kind of revert to an older version of yourself. So to avoid that, forgive, learn, do some shadow work, make sure you're maintaining, you know, your self-care routine and spending some time alone to kind of clear your mind, clear your energy so that you don't get too influenced by everything going on. Spirit for group 4. So what's going to happen here? I don't know. Like, it's up to you. It'll kind of vary from person to person. The ball's in your court. It depends on who you want to choose and what direction you want to go. We have the Hierophant and the Justice card here. So you're definitely doing what feels right for you and what benefits you the most with like no shame about it, as you should. Because it's just like, okay, this is the situation that I'm in. This is the risk that you take when you fall for someone. So there's only so much I can do. You know, you're kind of just like, okay, listen, people have feelings for me. I see you being kind of slow to commit, and I feel like that's because you have so many options. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, so I don't see you building a solid foundation with anyone or accepting anyone's love offer right away. And we have the 5 of Swords in reverse, so it may be because of that exactly. 5 of Swords in reverse, maybe you've jumped into relationships really fast with people, and then someone else has come along later, and then it was a messy third-party situation, or you've just kind of allowed yourself to jump into something too quickly before you really get to know someone, so you've kind of learned to take your time. So it seems like you're applying that knowledge in this relationship this time around. Ooh, 6 of Wands. You're in a very empowered place. These flipped over when they hit the camera stand. You're in a very empowered place, 6 of Wands. Very much so tapping into your more feline side or your more like liberated side. It feels like wild child energy, having the time of your life with the Knight of Wands. You're like, I'm going here, here, here. I'm doing this and that. You seem very busy. And we have the Hangman in reverse, so another card of you not rushing into something with someone. We got the Temperance card here. Whew. There's a lot going on at once. Also a lot of major arcana coming out at the same time. We got the Moon card, so yeah. Moon card with Temperance, you're alchemizing. You're taking your time to decide who the person is for you. And ultimately you're choosing whatever you're most attracted to or whatever you feel like is best for you. If I had to say, I don't know. It's going to be different for everyone. It's going to be different for everyone. Because not everyone's going to be like turned off by the narcissist type of energy. Like some people get really offended if you have a high self-concept. Some people don't. For me personally, I've never gotten offended by someone even being narcissistic. Like, what you think about yourself has nothing to do with me. Okay, you can be narcissistic as long as you don't make decisions that negatively affect me. I don't care. You can think you're the best thing since sliced bread. I don't care. But some people get really offended and triggered by that. Oh, you think you're better than people, da, da, da. So everyone receives everything, you know, differently. Not everyone's going to like this fatherly kind of love that can feel controlling or that can feel too protective. Some people are more liberated. Some people are going to go for Mercutio, the person that's going to give you fun, adventure. So it's like, it depends on what you like. It'll vary from person to person. Everyone has a, you know, higher self and a shadow self. So, the consistent theme is that you're choosing the person that you want and you're doing what's best for you. Who that is for you will depend on you as a person. But we also have some repeating fives here. We had the Five of Swords reversed before, and now we have the Five of Cups coming out reversed and the Page of Swords coming out reversed. So yeah, Page of Swords reversed. You're no longer making decisions that don't serve you. You're not telling people things that they want to hear. You're giving people like the honest truth, and it's not in a way where you're, you know, being blunt, too blunt or mean to people or anything like that. It's just in a way where it's like, listen, I know what I want. I'm doing what's best for me. I'm empowered and it's all good. If you're along for the ride, cool. If you're not, it is what it is. Let me clarify this Eight of Swords. Spirit, what's this Eight of Swords for group 4? Spirit is telling me to clarify it with this deck, okay? What is the Eight of Swords? We have Mother Mary with love and peace. It says, let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother healing is possible at this time. So perhaps you would become someone who's like more of a stickler and really in your masculine energy because you had a, I want to say a weak feminine energy kind of raise you, in the sense that maybe you watched your literal like mother figure or maternal figure kind of fold for man after man, or, you know, person after person that just completely made things significantly worse for you and your siblings, if you have any, or just you and your parent, you and your household. So mother healing is possible at this time, and your toxic femininity, the toxic aspects of your femininity may be exactly what is holding you back, with Mother Mary clarifying the Eight of Swords. Also, Mother Mary is a very interesting story. If you haven't, like, you know, read about her and whatnot, at least from a biblical standpoint, she represents so many things. I just love Mother Mary. Not only does she represent ultimate surrender, but if you relate her to like Joseph, you know, Joseph had to accept that immaculate conception story. And I don't know all the ins and outs. I don't know if he was, I want to say he may have been visited by an angel, but he was visited by someone who basically verified the story and told him to trust, you know, Mary, and to move forward with her. So she also represents like having a child and still being accepted by her partner. So I'm getting a very specific message for a single mom out there. And Spirit is speaking through Mother Mary, like, listen, the past is not going to define whether or not someone can love you. Wow, we got Jesus coming out too, very synchronistic. And your child may be a prodigy. Your child may be very special. This is not even a biblical deck. This is more of a deck with like different deities and whatnot. We got the ancestor spirit. We got Diana. We got Horus, you know, giving us Egyptian mythology. I just had to make that clear because we literally got the Holy Spirit and Master Jesus that came along with Mother Mary. And I'm like, this is not a biblical deck by any stretch of the imagination. So it's very interesting how all these like kind of biblical energies are coming out for you. So maybe there's something for you in the Bible, a message, a scripture, you know, if you've been specifically called to anything to do with the Bible or back to like, you know, your original religion. Yeah, that may be calling you. I can see that. We have Jesus with forgiveness. It says you are on the path of light, love, and forgiveness. Father healing is possible at this time. So we had mother healing, and then now we have father healing with Jesus. So forgiving your parents seems to be a big thing that's affecting you in relationships. And Eight of Swords, through this relationship, you will be able to heal the relationship with your parents. And then we have the Holy Spirit with expect miracles. It says, remember that only love is real and miracles will occur naturally. Spirit has your back. So Spirit is supporting you, the universe is supporting you, and you're being called to further support yourself and set yourself up for success by forgiving people, letting things go, doing that shadow work so you can move into your happy ending. And that's how you break generational curses, not by going toe to toe with your parents or your family members, but by doing things the way that they should have been done so that there is no longer, so that there's a break to that karmic link. So there's no longer this repeating of history. That's how you truly break it. So that's what I have for you, group 4. My Etsy shop is in the description. If you'd like your own private tarot reading, that is where you can find me. But that's what I have for you today. I'll talk to you soon.